Hello. Okay. Think I got this right? I think so. Nurgle, what's up? What's up? Hello. 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 Watching on your Steam Deck. Cool. I'm surprised it works. No, I'm kidding. I got mine working. I got mine working. It's fine. Oh, let me get this. Is all the audio is weird for this. There we go. Oh no! How am I ever gonna fix this? Support the development. That's fine. I'll fix it next time. Doesn't matter. Hey, Mandy. Okay. Quest 2. Wait, so like you've got a headset on watching? How's that work? Does it look like a movie theater or something, or you're on the moon? Or something like that? Just easy to overlook. Yeah, well, whatever. I'll fix it. People know what I mean. I don't think anyone that's looking to actually support and go to Patreon will see that and hit a wall and be like, oh, well, I guess that's not it. You know, so whatever. So does it stream through your bass amp? Okay, well, I'm watching it on my Casio watch. Sorry, looking at things. I got caught up in some creep show stuff that I was doing. I guess I would have to be doing that, and so I was a little late. So what I'm doing, I don't know. I haven't been able to go through the log file on the Steam Deck and really figure out what's going on. I think it's a save file location issue. I think there's something weird going on where, like, when it saves it, you can exit and continue and come back like to the main menu and everything, but once you exit the game completely, you can't continue. It'll just hang at a black screen. But I found if you delete, like, erase your game data, like all of it, like the nuclear option button in the lower left, that will make it work again. Like, you just do that and you'll be able to start a new game and it'll be fine. So, yeah. I don't know what that means yet. I don't quite know what to do with that information, but I need to look into it and figure out. Like I said, I think it's the location. Probably something weird to do with the fact that, like, SteamOS is Linux and Mortuary Assistant is Windows. Obviously, Steam's all through Windows. So I think it's having a weird issue with file location. But I really, like, I don't know if I should be getting into that fully or not right now. There's a few things I need to do. I need to send, like, the latest package of everything I've done for Mortuary Assistant over to the console team, so I should do that. I need to get latest changes to other people. Let's see. Stage all. Let's go ahead and do that. What did I do? This is profile manager. So it's profile manager and other bugs, whatever. I don't need to be great about that. Push. Then I need to know what build or what change list I've given console people. Is this it? So that's raw. I don't know what the latest change they have for me is. Played the recent update, load the cloud. Oh, good. Good. Thank you. Yeah, I've had a lot going on, so I haven't gotten to do as many of the things. It was a little ambitious wanting to do, like, another ending and all this other stuff, and it's like I hit so many, like, bugs and things that I needed to fix just amidst everything else, plus all this other stuff going on with, like, Creepshow and other project things. I'm just like, I'm getting a little stretched a little thin. So I'm like, all right, we got the Halloween update out. There's been some new things. I've got to let it sit for a little bit because I need to get things off for localization, which hasn't happened yet. This stuff I need to get off the console team. So all sorts of stuff, but I have no idea what the last build I gave console team was. You could turn them off by turning off seasonal stuff. Let me see what the most recent... I'll just ask them what the most recent commit is from me. To make a bundle for the teamwork and other bug fixes. And want to make sure I get the... There we go. The future updates. Yeah. I think what's gonna have to happen is I just like, there's got to be a point where I take a break for a bit from it, like not adding any new content or anything, because like I need to have a build out for console and for localization, and I don't want to be adding tons of stuff when those are trying to be created, right? Christmas, a seasonal event. I would like to, but again, that all depends on like how these various things kind of roll out. Like I have no idea where the console team is on things. Like I don't know. I honestly don't know if they've even been working on it yet. They have a few different things they've been doing, so I think they've been working on it. Let's see. I also need to make a build. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way, actually. I'm going to close this real quick. We'll do this in a moment. Hey, Austin, what's going on? Let's go ahead and make a non-Steam build. This is going to be for Epic and itch to be up to date with everything that's on Steam. Yeah, so new stream time I'm aiming for is 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Because I'm trying to find a time where, like, kids are in school, I don't have tons of shit I need to be doing, but it also doesn't get in the way of other things I could be doing. I'm trying to keep my life from being too, like, tied to, like, I like having a schedule and having things planned out, but I don't like things that are like, oh, I can't just start doing X thing if I want to, you know, because I've got to do this or I've got to do that, you know. And stream time, obviously, it's better to be consistent, I suppose, but I don't know. I'm lucky this time is perfect. Oh, good. Well, of course, yeah, Fallout, that would be like the main thing, is making Santa body. And obviously decorations, all that sort of stuff. That stuff all takes time to make, and I mean, have you gotten to try out OW2? Oh, Overwatch 2? No, I haven't gotten time to do anything. Hey, I'm good. How are you? Santa bod. That's Santa bod. All right, this should be pretty simple here. I just need to turn off the debug. And then go into main menu. And then for static here, we're going to bring the ping system. And then nothing for Steam, none. No Steam stuff. Okay, let's kill it. dead in the water there, and now we should be non-steam. Phase 2, great. Yeah. So we've got that. We're not producing logs. See, I gotta turn that off. So what was wrong with the other build was I was producing player logs. Made it a little chuggy. There we go. Tiny elves running around playing. Mortuary Assistant non-steam. Window, go ahead and delete this. That folder, there we go. Then, you know what I need to do? I need to do a word count script, so maybe I'll do something with that real quick. Forgive me. Little spilkus. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe it's because I haven't eaten breakfast. I don't know. How am I feeling? I'm fine. I think I'm... Thanks, Cap. If you do console parts, we are. Are you only going to do... No. It's going to be whatever makes sense. I have had coffee. I have. I love... Like, I had a tweet that I sent out with, like, FAQ about stuff. And the first thing in the FAQ is, like, is the game coming to console? And I give an explanation of what's going on with that. And in a reply to that tweet, someone's like, is it coming to console? Like... So Dilithium, I don't know yet. Basically what has to happen, the way this works, is the console porting team has to do their job for like trying to, I think they're aiming for Switch first because it is the hardest to make it work on it. And then once we can do that, we get an idea of what else can be supported, right? If you get there and go, well, it's not going to work on Switch, but we've made all these things that make it run better for this, that, and the other thing. We'll be in a scenario where now we can look at all the consoles that potentially are available, and then we'll know what consoles. But I can't be like, we're only going for PlayStation 5 and Xbox 360, right? Like I don't know that, not yet. Console question infinity loop, kind of. Thank you, John. Kind of contacts, but did you take comp sci? No, absolutely not. So I had to teach myself. My background's in art, in video game development. So I've like done. Also, by the way, if it chugs, it's because I'm making a build right now. But yeah, I went to school for video game art and did some level design stuff in there too. Then I worked in AAA for 13 years and went into indie, where I did some work with another developer. And shortly after that, I was like, I need to learn how to program if I'm gonna survive in this area, because I can't just be like trying to find other people's projects to do art on. So I went and started learning to program, and it shows. I'm not a very good programmer, but it gets the job done. It works. I can bug fix for the most part. I've been able to tackle all the issues that have come up with the game. Top Dog has handled the ones that I couldn't because I was out of town or whatever. That's a very good writer. Thank you. That's what I'd like to. I think what I need is first we've talked about this. First, I need to make some money off the game because I haven't gotten anything from my publisher yet. Like I said, we talked about that previously, but then I think that will help me feel a lot better about things. And then I need to take a break from like non-stop updates to the game. Like there's been a lot of patches and fixes and small content updates and everything, and I think I need to basically let it stew for a bit while I send stuff off to console porting and localization, and then I can maybe take a breather and come up with like other stuff to do. Like new small projects. What I really want to do, since I have so much other stuff going on with like Creep Show and the Mortuary Assistant movie and all that other stuff, what I'd like to do is focus fully on smaller stuff for Patreon, you know. Red balloon flying by. Oh, these animations for Five at Freddy's security breach. May I? Cool. One thing I like from atmosphere. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's one of the things I really like. Is I'm really into story, setting, atmosphere, that sort of thing, because I believe like greater than the moment to moment spooks and things is like what you're in. If the player can buy into that, you can do a lot of different stuff successfully, I think. Almost done. Almost done zipping this thing up. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, word count. Let me get that out of the way so I can just get that off to Ted. Let me see. I think, do I do my full building here? I think I do. Yeah. Why I've got so much congestion this morning. Maybe streamers mentioned. Yeah. Well, good. Good deal with you. Thanks, Just Phase. Yeah, I really like jump scares have their place, and I use them. Everybody in horror uses them. They're a thing. They're a tool, right? But I think this is still compiling. Yeah, I think for me, like atmosphere, mood, setting, story, all that sort of stuff is what really sets things up. Thanks, Cruella. Yeah, it's one of the things that working on Mortuary Assistant movie script, really trying to make sure that stuff happens, right? The subtlety stuff, like in the game. I mean, there are things that have to be different for film's sake, obviously, but you know, trying to make sure the spirit is still kept while letting the writer director have freedom to do his creative stuff too, right? I don't want to just be like, make it like the game, right? Like I want to be able to let Jeremiah do his thing. All right, here we go. 4 pairs of pants. I told everybody I was gonna frame the pants that have all been soiled, but I don't actually want to do that. Let's see, this is version 1.0.52. 1.0.52. Okay, now I need to upload this for usage in places. And then I can look at here we go. Here it is. Let me throw this up here. And I'll be able to give a link to that, and then this will be what goes up on Epic and Itch. Also, let me start it up real quick. Let's just run it real quick while this uploads, just so I can make sure I didn't like completely break things and ruin them. It was hard to code the randomization. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what most of the development time was creating the haunt system. Hey, RNG, how you doing? Yeah, Top Dog, we're aiming for that. Already uploaded. Yeah, it's Itch and Epic, non-Steam things. Okay, well I gotta let this play out. Oh wait, options. Let me just make sure. Boop, 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 boop. Ah, it's so ugly. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. How'd I find the VA for Rebecca? How did I? I remember I had heard her just by chance. I think it was on Freesound, actually. I was trying to find some sounds for another game, and there was this one girl who did an awesome job. Nastasha, thank you very much for the tier 1. I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you greatly. But yeah, she. I remember like I was looking for just like screams or something, and this one person, I was like, wow, she's really good, you know. And so I grabbed like all that stuff so I could cut it up and use it. And then it was like, I don't know if she applied or someone had mentioned a link. This was like years ago now, because I mean I've been working on this game for 2 years, so it's been a while. But yeah, I think I found her. I don't think she like applied to me, or maybe she did for them, because I put out a casting call, and then I think I had heard it, and I was like, this voice is familiar, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's that same person. Well, yeah, absolutely. And she did an amazing job. Yeah, Melissa was a fantastic person to work with. She's incredibly skilled with what she does. She's very, very good. The thing is like I get to know these great voice actors, you know, like Melissa and Adam and let's see, I'm trying to think of my other games. Oh man, I had his name and then it immediately left me as soon as I started listing them. No, he's in oh god, no, I love him too. I'm so sorry, I forgot his name right now. Oh, I've got so many people and my brain isn't working right now anyway. I bet I'll remember before I find the where do I find the contract? No. What is this? Where are the why can't I find it? Ronald? No. No, not the Scream Man. That's Brian Watts, who is also very good. Good, Deborah. Yeah, that was Brian Watts. Another good one. He also did the voice of the main character in Book of Blood. Oh my god, I almost had it again. No. Oh my god. Oh, I feel so bad now. Now I have to know. Now I have to find it. God, I love him too. I also used him in the subject, like very beginning. It's like how I found him. Oh my god, it keeps almost Oh my god, I'm just gonna have to, I don't want to forget. I just... Wait. Devontae Johnson, there we go, Devontae. Jesus Christ. Man, I feel so bad. Anyway, he is amazing and fantastic as well. But anyway, the point, before I got derailed on that, is like, I've got these fantastic voice actors that I've worked with, and so I want to work with them again, but I also can't have every single game have all the same voices, you know? It's a little like there's wiggle room, but you know, there's only so much you could do. Oh, and also Matthew Curtis. He did Rebecca's father, who also, again, amazing. He also played the Blood Mage in Book of Blood right at the very end. So come to you, better. Basement ending. Oh yeah, Autumn Ivy, also very good. They're coming to me now as I've like I forget sometimes how many roles are in some of the games that I do. Thank you, Howard. Appreciate you. Alright, well this seems to be working fine. I do need to get through the tutorial though and make sure, because this is the non-Steam version, I need to make sure.
Rebecca, great, perfect timing.
How's your stuff? Oh, whoa, it's looking super chuggy on stream, huh? Unless it's not for you and it just looks like it in OBS. Hey, Eric, how's it going? First step of a cinematic universe? Yeah, kind of. That's like DJ Two Shades being in Book of Blood and this, and how I want to put him in other things.
All right, I'm just finishing up something
Dude,
here.
I know.
So why don't you grab the clipboard and start recording identifying marks. I'll get out of your way when you're done and let you hop in here. These old windows never stay latched.
Hey, alright, first time seeing the stream on the YouTubes. How is it? Very similar to other streaming experiences because it's a
Great.
stream?
Climb on in here and put everything in your record system. Don't forget to take the printout to the front desk so Zoe can add it to the packet for the family. After that, we'll get started. You'll die here.
What was that?
I didn't say anything.
What'd I do? What'd I do?
Right? Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry.
Alright.
Time to embalm.
All right. I've set everything out so you can just go ahead and get started. I'll be monitoring. Everything's on your list there if you need it.
I changed the sensitivity on this so it doesn't have to be all the way at the top anymore. It was a little crazy.
There we go.
Oh, whoops.
All right.
Sometimes I forget how even the things I do. There we go.
Sometimes we get chemicals that haven't been stored properly.
Whatever, dude.
And it can make them pop like that. Just keep doing your thing. I'll get it.
How can you fix lag like what's on stream right now? Like I can't tell if I'm actually lagging on stream. It's lagging in OBS, but yes. Like it's totally fine, man. game come along nice? Well, I mean, I would hope so. It's launched. Who plays Raymond Adam Bennett? Also gaslighting.
There we go.
Yeah, he's a fantastic voice. There we go. That heavy of a voice, don't we all? Performance lag in Unity. Just while you're editing? Depends on, like, do you have things open? Do you have certain scripts selected? Do you have a profiler open? That sort of stuff.
Tell you what,
No lagging stream? Okay, cool, thank you.
why don't you go ahead and head out? I'll take over from here.
Are you sure? I just got here.
I don't care, dude.
Don't worry, you're doing great.
Whee. So I got my Steam Deck working again, but like I said, I need to go through the log
It's
files.
just really weird.
Couldn't find anything. I think it's a file load thing. What I need to do is put a debug log thing in. Let's see. Bad batch of moist wipes. Yep, that's what happens. They're not moist enough for too moist. I'm not sure. You have all that open? What do you mean? All what open?
All right.
Oh, wait, that's right. Dude! Come on.
Mr. Delver, I need help. Someone's outside the mortuary.
Just try to stay calm. I know you're scared. I'll unlock the door in a moment.
What?
This is very sudden, but listen to me. We have to start right away. I'm sorry. I didn't know until it made itself known this morning that it was here, let alone bound to you.
Sometimes I'll lag
had
in
no
different
way of
areas.
knowing
I mean, there's
this
also, like,
started.
if you're getting lag in Unity
This
while
isn't
running
funny.
around, it could be
Stop.
that you have a
Need to
bunch of
take
stuff
this
in one area
seriously.
versus another.
Need to act
Could be that you have
quickly.
scripts that are inefficient. There's a million
I'll just
things.
fucking leave.
You can't
So it's really
leave,
hard to be
Rebecca.
like, oh, you
I
do
can't
this
allow
to
that
fix
from
it, you know? Because it also has to do with, like, your
It's
machine,
far too dangerous.
that sorts of stuff.
What am I supposed to do then?
Most bodies I work with at
Look
night
at him,
are
he's so
fine.
happy.
So
Yay!
we stay calm.
Yay!
Okay. We embalm, file the paperwork, everything.
Spiders.
Treat it like a normal day. Staying focused.
GitHub with the... Why?
I left some things for you on the desk. I'll call again when you get to the embalming room.
No, wait. Ugh,
Mm-hmm.
damn it, what the fuck? This is insane.
We'll be right back. Okay. I'll give you
Okay.
4. I
This
have to
is
go
so
now.
stupid.
My people need
Just
me.
some
You did so.
hazing
Thank you
for the
very
new
much.
girl or something. Just
Appreciate it.
Just
You have a
leave
good.
me
You have a
alone.
good one. Rest of your
Do your
day,
job.
evening, morning, 24 hours.
I'm fucking quitting tomorrow. I mean, who does something like this?
Oop.
All right, listen carefully.
I'm sorry, but this entire thing is extremely unprofessional. If this is how you treat new hires, I don't think I can work for you. This isn't funny.
Wee.
Becca, you don't
Hey,
have to
Becca.
believe me, but I hope you do before it's too late. The only way to save yourself is to banish the demon before you're too far gone. To do that, you will need to learn the demon's
Oh, did that
name,
thing upload? I just
bind it to
remembered I
its
was
chosen body,
actively uploading
and
the
burn
build.
it in the retort.
Yeah.
Look, I know this is a lot to take in. I wish I could do more for you. I had years to learn what I know. You have hours. I've recorded a number of cassettes to instruct you in the hope that having a
Seems
physical
like this is
object
good, so.
with a known message will help you stay grounded. I won't be calling again.
Latest build.
You can't trust the phones.
Latest
Anything can be
non-Steam
manipulated.
build.
Listen to the tapes. Learn the demon's name. Burn the correct body. The most important thing in the room is in that cabinet. Open it up. Good luck, Rebecca. I'm sorry this had to happen.
This is insane. Whatever. Just be a professional one, grab a body, and get started.
Taking care of so many responsible things. There. I forget if I had that explanation or not. So there used to be a whole lot more to this intro. But I decided to keep with the mystique side of things and like what's this? Yeah. And just brevity, because I didn't want the player to be standing there for like 10 minutes worth of exposition dump. So it's explained originally that you can't be in there with them because it'd just be way too dangerous, because you know, Raymond wouldn't really have, no one would really have an idea how far into possession you've slipped, especially with the demon being there, knowing someone that's not possessed is there. They're going to try to act as casual as possible before suddenly they kill the other person, you know, that sort of thing. So that's why it's like, you got to be in there by yourself, but I'll tell you what to do. Hey, Bruno. Debugging's going all right. I was just checking out this build. It's the exact same build that's up on Steam, but hey, dude. But it's a non-Steam build for itch and Epic and stuff like that.
Criminal building. Lock me in here. Scare the shit out of me.
Well, he did. That's why he called her back. He did notice that she's, you know, got stuff going on. But as far as like personal knowing exactly, like, okay, this is the dangerous point, I don't think anyone would be able to detect that, you know.
Alright, let's check. At least I can keep track of things.
I should get that. No, whatever. Help me, pumpkin.
Hello? Nope, nope. New job. I'm getting out of here.
You know what I didn't do was go this way.
How long I went to school? New career path. Fuck this. Fine. Maybe. No. Maybe everything's fine. It's fine. What? No, I just.
So you upgrade the facility for all the possessions.
I'm just saying things. I just need to get back to work. It's fine.
Welcome back. I'm just making sure these things work. They should, but I haven't edited any of this. I haven't touched it.
Fuck. Oh, you're kidding me. I can't believe him. What am I doing? This is ridiculous. I shouldn't be out here. It's my fucking fault. Get back to work.
Okay, cool. Oh no, the body! How did that happen? Oh, I can't get in there. Ah, man, when that stuff, that is so difficult to track down. I do not know what causes that.
Fence. It's like the stones that are so tall.
One of these days, I'll be able to fix it.
I'm stuck here. Fuck.
All right, everything seems to be good. We're good. Oh, just the moments where you're getting out of the car, and it seems to be super random when it happens. Getting out of the car, and the camera gets out and everything, but the body just sits there and doesn't play the animation, and then snaps back to where it's supposed to be. Same for the grandma event, where the grandma tackles you, but the body animates, but the camera doesn't detach or do what it's supposed to. It's like, it's super rare, but it does happen. It's very weird. Don't know what causes it. Is it okay? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So now I need to let's do galley. So when these things get built, I want to do one more. I want to step through each of these. This is just going to be a temp thing. I just need to get word count. So let's see. I'm just gonna do it all right here. Count words. And let's see. So I've got to look through each entry into the dictionary. So when I compile the library, I get past the dictionary. So what I could do then, when I have these lines, I guess I could also pass the dictionary this way. Since I have it. Well, no, because I'd want to go through each of these dictionaries. Okay. Then I need to do a count. I need to split it at each space, basically. It doesn't have to be perfect, but okay, so for that line, how do I motivate myself when I start coding? My brain be like, give it up. So what I did was, and this is the advice I give for anything, starting anything, is go super small with it. I think it's easy to want to like take on an entire like project or mini project, just like I'm gonna make a thing that does this, like a piece of code, or mini, like it's a bunch of things together to make something work, right? Whereas the approach that I had taken was, I want to know how to move something when I press a button, right? And that's it. I didn't think about like making something that seemed like a game or anything. It was just like, what happens when I do a button press, right? And then look up how to do that, write the code to do that, get it working, and then that feels good because you've done something and you've done it successfully, and it makes you feel, you get the reward center in your brain firing off, right? So makes you want to do more. And so then I was like, well, now I'll figure out how do I click on something that I'm looking at and make it do something, right? So like then that's like raycasting and stuff like that, right? So I figured out how to do that. And then once that's done, now I know how to make something move by pressing the keys and clicking on something I'm looking at and making something happen, right? And so doing things like that help you feel good that you're accomplishing things and moving forward. And then eventually you get to the point where you've come up with enough things and figured out how to make enough things, you can start tying them together to make some sort of game experience, right? That's what I did for the subject. And the subject is not, it's my first title. It's very much my first title. It's not the strongest game ever, but it is a combination of it's that point where I was like, oh well, I know how to move a character around, I know how to open doors, like make an animation play when I'm looking at something and click it, make things happen when I'm doing this, that, or the other thing. And so I combined all the things that I had taught myself and like learned and pieced it together into something. Yes, I'm self-taught. Atomic habits? That's an interesting... Everything needs a term. Alright, so what I need is for each value. So now I'm looking at all this. So what I need to do is for each line, I need to look at the value, and that's gonna be, I guess I could do a while loop. Wow. And no, I was thinking, I guess I could just do it for the length of it. So basically it's gonna be a loop within a loop. For 0, 9 is less than line dot value dot length. And then we're gonna do I plus, okay, so we add to that. Hey, come on, Ryder. Then I guess I'll just count the spaces, because let's see. Let me think of that. It won't be 100% exact. So, also it's going to be if line I equals, I guess I could say space. Yeah. Oh, line dot value. Space or line dot value equals because let's see, if I got a 2-word sentence, I'm gonna get a space and I'll just have one, and then I won't have the other word. Thank you very much, Bruno. Sure, Karthik. Again, I said it doesn't need to be exact. So let's just try with this. Let's just go for space and see what happens. So we do that, and then we say word count plus. Okay. Oh, static. Static void. Count words. Word count. You know what? Oh, I do need it. And then at the very end of that, I guess I'll do count words. I'm going to do that for each dictionary. Dictionary, string. Okay, dictionary. Inkdic. And then I could just do it for each one here. Add to that count. So yeah, let's do count words. There we go, count words. And then we're gonna do notes. We're just gonna do this for each one. So we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know I could do the multi-line thing, but I'm gonna have to do it anyway for each of these. Notes, CC lines, item dictionary, UI dictionary, word dictionary, tutorial lines. This is another reason why I can't do another like ending super soon, because I can't go making another script and then being like, oh, all the stuff that I've sent for localization, here's another whole script, right? Let's add that in and figure that out. I'd rather like get everything done and then be like, okay, next batch, here's a script, let's do that, and I can add these files in, you know. Once it's all done, we're gonna do debug.log. Word count is word count. It's silly, but I'm just gonna put it right there, even though just because I don't know, can't help it, even though I'm just gonna delete this thing in a moment. All right, let's see what we get. We won't get. What I could do, I mean, if I want to be real dumb with it, I could just add 1 to each, just because it's like, oh, I'm not going to get the end, so I know I'm going to be adding 1. Yeah, I do, Mandy, but I just, you know, it's to make the things I need, to animate them, to get the voice acting, to cut it all up, to do the mouth animations and everything. Like, that takes a lot of time, and that's not something that I can be jamming in right before all the other stuff, you know? All right, so we got the word count, and again, we're just being kind of lazy. It doesn't need to be perfect. So I'm going to say word count plus just once. So for each of these, we're going to go through each line. Oh, wait. So we go through the line. And then once we've gotten all these, no, that's going to be wrong. I guess I would just add the length of this, or the number of values. Not this value length. This is characters, but like number of lines, basically. Whatever. For now, we're just gonna run it and see what we get. Make sure it even counts first. Okay, so we just go ahead and start this up, and it should just do it, I think. Word count, 9,841. All right, that sounds about right. So if I just say 10,000, that'll be, I think that'll be acceptable. So we just... Okay, because this is like not just all, it's like this thing right here, all the dialogue, all the UI text, like everything. Yeah, there can be a good amount of work that goes into it all. Okay. So what I need to do now is undo that. Because from now on, now that I know what I'm doing, I'll, there we go. Anything new I make, I'll make sure I get an exact word count. You know, because I had word count when I send it to voice actors and stuff, and I've got all that figured out. But then I edit stuff, remove things and everything. So what I need to do is, like, for each new JSON file that has scripts in it and stuff like that, I need to make sure I get the specific word count for and add to it. Yay! Thank you, Trisha. Appreciate you. Now I need to go to my resources folder. Resources. We don't actually have Chinese. I'm going to delete that just so I don't get confused. Actually, I think I have that as a choice. I'm going to leave it. No, I'm going to go ahead and delete it. It doesn't matter because it doesn't exist right now. Don't need it. All good. Those are names. Wait a minute. I didn't do names, did I? Let's see. Gender, night shift. Okay, no, I didn't need to. Cool. So now, here in text assets, we've got English. I need to make another folder that doesn't have the meta files in it. A Jehovah's Witness Kingdom Hall? That sounds fun. And then folder. Folder. So all this, I need to go into this folder, CC files, type everything that's a JSON in here. Oh wait, I need the folders for it. Because I need the folder structure to be the same. Because the idea is I give this folder to localization. They localize this text and keep the folder structure the same, and I just drop the folder into my resources folder, and then I will be able to switch to that. Fonts aren't a thing. I don't need to worry about that at the moment. Game text. Okay. All right. Easiest thing then to do is going to be to take this and just delete the meta files. I don't have to go through all that. Oh, good. I'm glad, Nurgle. Okay, so that's in the game text. CC files are no folder there. Okay. Notes. Notes. This one's another one. Just gonna be JSON files. Okay. There we go. And now in-game text, I need to delete meta files. These are all individuals, but this is so I can add extra files later on and not have to worry about, like, it combines all the files in each folder into a dictionary instead of having to just make one big fuck off file. All right, I think I did it. I think I've got it all here. CC files, yep, there's a bunch of those. Notes, we're good. All right, English, we'll call it, yep, that's fine. Okay, that's a thing. Now I can throw that onto Google Drive, and then all my ridiculous little responsibilities there can be done. Documents, keys, external from me, I guess. Oh wait, let's do. Localization files, and then in here, text. All right. No, no, it's these are all the text, like the closed caption, the item information, the UI text, like all that stuff that needs to be localized. I have now put it in there. And then I'll put that in the Mortuary Assistant. A new card on board. All right, we've got all that now. I've shared that. Good. I've been very responsible. We've now got the non-Steam build up. That is the latest build for itch and Epic Games. I've gotten the word count I needed to get, which I had been putting off, and sent all the text files. So now what I need to do is not do things that add extra text and extra lore things and stuff like that, so that it can be properly localized, and I can just step back, and then when it's all localized, then I can go in and be like, all right, now I'm going to add this, that, and the other thing, and I can just get it localized all at once. And yeah, hey, take out, yeah, thank you. I know it's been a bit. Oh, there's someone creating their first horror game in Unreal Engine. Well, I haven't gotten to use Unreal in a very, very long time, so I'm not familiar enough with it. All I know is that it uses blueprints. Same thing I always say, start small. Don't try to do the entire thing, or like have like your big plan and start making little corners of it to try and make it all happen. Like choose one thing, whether it's like a door opening or the character moving around or like an options menu or whatever it is, right? Just a piece of it, and do that. And when that's done, then you move on to the next thing, and eventually you can start tying them together. Because if you do all the things all at once, it's going to get overwhelming. You're going to lose motivation, and you're not going to want to finish. And that's a big old problem, obviously. Do this before I forget. So when I do things, there we go. I'm already set for Steam. Steam, cool, save, great. All right. I don't think I need to do anything else with that right now. So I got 30 minutes. 30 minutes to think of things. Hey, Luna. How you doing? No, Phaser Dude. Am I making the props? I'm not making anything right now. Basically, I'm sort of in between. I did all the little responsibility things I needed to do. I have stuff for Creep Show, but I'm not going to do that on stream, obviously. That's connected with Dread. So what I'm going to be doing now is focusing on little code tasks like modular work, like trying to refactor things so that I have it modularly. I've been working on an options manager that is a little bit more stable, and see if I can maybe eventually lift that and go back into Mortuary Assistant and make it a little better. And I also need to think on what I would like to do for the first new Patreon prototype / minigame thing. I don't know if I want to revisit something. I don't think I want to, like, you know, add on to something like We're Not Worms or something like that. I think I'd like to do something new. I have a few different ideas. I want to do something that I think has combat, because I haven't really done much with that in terms of trying to work my style of like how I prefer to do horror stuff and settings and all that in with some higher actiony stuff. Trying to think of how I want that to work. I have an idea. I'd written them down. My notebook thingy's in the other room. One sec. All right, melee guns. So neither. I mean, ish. No, not guns. It's an interesting idea, I think, and I want to mess around with it. You know what? Maybe that is what I will work on. Let's see. Hold on. And it might be third person then, which we're messing around with in another thing. But so that's a lot of different stuff all at once, which is probably good. It's probably good to step outside of my comfort area and force things. What's this one? Nope. Sorry, I'm looking through all my notes here. Oh, the quick sheets. So there's a few things we could look into. What I've called pirate horror. Don't really have much of an idea of that other than the setting. Then there's the subject redux, basically redoing the subject to be what I would like it to be. That's a larger project that I wouldn't really throw into. I mean, it could be in the Patreon vein and just patrons get to play it as it gets worked on. But that's a lot bigger. That's not really a concept. The things that I really want to focus on for Patreon are smaller things that are concepts, you know? And the other one that I am thinking about doing right now, everything's a code title because I haven't like thought of anything, but it's called The Alchemist. And I have had this idea for a while, and so I might want to go off of that. Could be kind of fun. Yeah, I think that'd be a fun one to try and mess with. The other option, which might be useful for future things, is to do something that messes around with multiplayer functionality. So there's that also. But that's more of a, like, I'm just going to dick with that, not really make a game probably, but just make the, just get multiplayer stuff to work, like getting that's another one where I'm gonna have to do some baby step stuff, right? Where it's like I need to make a cube move, but I'm gonna need to be able to make it move so that it's seen moving on both computers, right? And like getting that side of it. It's like a Lovecraft novel. No, I don't, like I said, it's just a title that I randomly made up to describe the concept, so that I can remember when my brain, like, I see it and go, oh yeah, that one, you know. Cosmic horror is also cool. It's not, Rebecca, and here's the problem. So I do have a multiplayer design for Mortuary Assistant. That's part of the reason for wanting to mess around with this. But the problem is the code needs to be pretty different from the ground up. I mean, there's obviously you can go in and edit stuff and plug things in, but simple things, like a good example is like the door opening, right? Right now, that's just an animation that plays. But what I need to do is make it so that that thing that's happening is sent over a network to somebody else. Now, it could be just a command to make the same thing happen on that or whatever, but there needs to be stuff there that is meant to be working over a network. So there's a lot of stuff like that that could easily be missed if I don't basically just start with it from, you know, a perspective of multiplayer, you know. Return of the Opera Din? What is that? Like the sound of opera? Hey, Warka. How you doing? So maybe, the thing is I also don't know, I mean, maybe multiplayer would be something, I think I need to do a couple things here, where it's like the multiplayer stuff wouldn't be a Patreon prototype thing. Because again, that's a lot of messing around with stuff and less game design stuff, right? So I don't want to be like, that's what I'm going to do, because I really want to have things for patrons to play that are specific to patrons, right? It's going well, Arctic, grinding away, good. Yeah, I did some loose end tie-ups I needed to for Mortuary Assistant. I'm doing some modular stuff just to refactor things and have stuff I can use in other projects pretty easily, and make some of the code that I made better. And now I'm kind of brainstorming what I could do for the first Patreon mini game, because I've got maintaining Mortuary Assistant stuff, which is in a good spot right now overall. I've got the Mortuary Assistant movie stuff. I've got the creep show stuff, and then I've got some other things that are going on as well. So I really want my focus to become smaller little things specifically for patrons to play, and then maybe eventually I'll bundle them all and throw them up on it or something like that, right? Just so I've got something that's keeping me fresh. I'm trying different things, and I might find what the next big thing is going to be amidst all these other projects and tasks that I have. Yeah, there's a good amount of stuff, but I'm trying to keep it so that my day to day is really not too crazy, you know? I think that's key. I'm still working on that, but it's getting there. No, I don't think I want to do a puzzle game because, like, I started out trying to do more puzzle game stuff, and I've decided to actually not do puzzles because they are rather alienating to your player base, because either someone really loves puzzles or they really hate puzzles. They're really good at puzzles or they're really bad at puzzles. And a puzzle that might seem really simple when I make it could end up being way too difficult for people. And so it's really tough to balance a game like that then becomes something that a lot of people enjoy, right? So I figured it's much easier to try and make a different game with more compelling interaction and better like a better focus on things that I think have more value. And then things like extra content and secrets and stuff like that, Easter eggs, those are hidden behind puzzles, right? So you might have a door with a weird elaborate puzzle on it, but it's not necessary to complete the game. You do it to learn extra stuff, earn extra stuff, so that you can beat the game and go, what was that door all about, right? I think that's where puzzles belong for me personally, because I don't think I want to make just puzzle games, right? The subject was kind of a step in that, where it was like you're doing these 4 big puzzle things in the maze, and like, you know, some people they were easy, some people they weren't, and then Our Secret Below was sort of puzzly but also escape roomy, and that I think worked well for what it was, but people still had issue with some of those puzzles. Some people said that it was way too easy. Some people were like, this makes no sense at all. How would you even think of something like this? And then you have like Book of Blood, where I have the puzzle in the book, which isn't even really a puzzle at all. But it's still perceived as a difficult puzzle to some people. So those are really good examples of why I don't think puzzles, at least for me, should be the focus of gameplay. I think it becomes really easy to want to do puzzles for gameplay because they're a gating mechanism that's pretty simple, where you can like think of a puzzle on paper and create that, and there you go. Now there's something for the player to do that takes up time and before they get to the next spooky thing or something like that. And I think I want to avoid that. I think I want to try and make it more difficult for myself, I guess. And I hope anyway that will spawn more interesting ideas. First action game. Reminds me, I'll tell you. Oh, thanks. And I think that's a Danable. I think that's an example of. I mean, they're not even really puzzles. They're just kind of like little clues, but it's a good example of like you don't need it to beat the game, but it leads to a lot of extra stuff when you figure it out, right? I like that approach. I like looking in some crannies for more stuff. Great, yeah, I struggled with 1 or 2 puzzles. I thought it was well done. Thanks. Yeah, and that's the thing. If you're bad at puzzles, then you made it through, right? But someone else could struggle at that and be like, nah, I'm done with this, right? And put it down and then not experience what I want. And really the goal is, this was the decision that was made a while ago on stream, like ages ago, that the goal should be that the player is winning. If they're ever doing something where they're not winning, it's the wrong thing to do, right? Where it's like, if you're doing a puzzle that's taken forever and you got to go looking for things, are you winning? No. But if you make it, and it's difficult to do because you don't want things that feel overly simple, but if you make it so someone can progress through and do the thing and make it to the next part of the game, they're going to feel a lot better. So it's like, sometimes you got to sacrifice the complexity just for the sake of making the player feel like they've done something. Great at losing. All right, so I think we can go. I think what I'll do, yeah, is I'll go with the alchemist as the first little guy project, and then multiplayer is just like another thing where, you know, some streams I might work on alchemist stuff and other streams I might dick around with multiplayer and just learning that code and that process. So I think that's what I'll do. So let me start a new notebook here, because I'm gonna need one. Notebooks, yeah, new one. This is gonna be alchemist. Then grid, cool, enter. Wait. Oh wait, I just realized. Hold on. Figuring out how things work. I was very pleased. Yeah. Yep, Sinus, exactly. People are impatient. So that's something that I think is important to recognize, because it's like, you know, I'm guilty of it in multiple ways, multiple projects, of like wanting to do things that are complex and feel smart and like, you know, are challenging. But, you know, something that I find challenging is going to be impossible to understand for someone else. Not because I'm so smart and I've made a super smart puzzle. It's that I have put all the work into figuring out this complex puzzle, so it makes total sense to me and I think it's complex. Someone who has zero clue what's going on shows up to this puzzle, has no fucking clue what it means, and they've got to figure it out on the level that I have it figured out, the person who created it. That's going to be really bad. And people are just going to drop. They're going to drop right away. So yeah, I think it's much better to try and build something for the impatient people, because you're going to probably make a lot more people happy. Because if you make it, I think it's more about the payoff, right? Kind of the journey to get there can be simplistic. As long as the payoff is really good, then I think no one's really going to mind whether it was complex or not, you know? Could be wrong, but it's the thought. Okay, so few things. We need to figure out what, sorry, I'm writing on this, so there's nothing cool happening on screen at the moment. So we figure out, main characters, alchemist, I think they need to have a hub, where they do their alchemy things. Maybe make spells or potions or whatever, ready their equipment. Ready equipment. And then they're going to, I think it's going to be a loop of like, let's see. You head out in the world and you got to explore for ingredients, maybe. So you go out, you have your hub where you do your things. You go out in the world and look for the stuff to be able to do your alchemy. You come back, you do your thing back at the other place, a little back and forth guy there. And while you're doing that, there's combat and all that. And then there's an overarching concept of something you need to do. So you're going to have the choice of like, you're going to do your own loop of trying to improve your alchemy stuff, getting the things you need and building things out amidst this larger thing that you need to. Victor's playing Mortuary Assistant. Hey, thanks. So I need a larger story. Okay. So we've got it's a 2-point loop, which is interesting. I don't know if I want to do crafting or not. I don't think so. I don't think I want to do anything that crazy. There's already going to be kind of crafting with the alchemy stuff. So we're going to have our hub. Whatever that's going to be. Sorry. Computer's annoying. Fan, I need to get a new one, but someday. Hub, and then we go out and we explore. We come back to the hub and do our thingies. And then we break away from that loop when we are ready to head out into the larger overarching story and take care of some of that. And during that time, we're also probably doing some more exploring and picking up things. We would return back to our hub and do more preparation-y stuff. So our loop ends up looking like this, where it's like a mini loop of going and doing things, like collecting things, and then going to your hub and doing your things to do cool alchemy shit and make more cool alchemy shit. And then you go into the broader story loop to go do some things there. And as you complete those and get more things, you'll need to come back to your hub to recharge, redo things, make stuff, and upgrade things, improve things, whatever. So interesting, Mandy. That's getting into Full Metal Alchemist equivalent exchange thing, right? Where it's not just, it doesn't have to be tied to, hello, Jessica's pineapple. It doesn't necessarily have to be tied to ingredients you have, but it's like a magic power you have as well. But I think what I'd like to do, I think I want to keep it in less magical and more like chemistry based, if that makes sense. Things that seem like magic but are thought out to be, like maybe you get a vial of like a flammable liquid you make, and you have some gloves that you've tailored that have like a flint and steel fingertips or something, and so you have a thing where you like simultaneously splash out the stuff and then you snap and it catches everything on fire, right? So it seems like it's magical, but it's all science-based shit, something like that. I think that'd be cool. Rebecca Ray, thank you very much for tier 3. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. I don't have alerts for anything, so it's just in the chat, but I see it and I'm thankful for it. Thank you. Medieval science, yeah. So there could be a little bit of like, there could be some magicalness in there. Think of like magicalness, whatever. There could be like, think like Game of Thrones and Dragonfire, right? Where it's like, there's alchemy, like actual like chemistry going on, but there's some magical components that can happen there. So I think that'd be a really interesting way to do it. Wrong way, I dig it. Yeah, I don't know how you'd communicate that information. I don't think you'd need to, really. I think you would collect the ingredients, you would get the things, and you can, combine things to make your flint and steel snap gloves. And so it's like you make that and the thing, and it's pretty self-explanatory at that point what's happening. You don't have to, it's still like you're doing fire shit, but I don't think you'd want to be wordy with it. I don't know. Who knows? That could be something that is, there's a lot of stuff like that I'll come up with for things and elaborate on and make like a bunch of lore around, and then it never goes into the game. It's just there to support other ideas. And so I may end up making things that still are like, they're magic looking. Like I may just have that happen, like the thing throws out and you snap and it catches on fire, and the player doesn't need to know that it's not magic or not. It's just rooted in an idea that isn't, so it has that feeling. I don't know how to put it, like when you have those ideas to back up other ideas, those ideas that are public facing, player facing, they feel they have more depth. They feel like there's something backing it up, right? So even though you may not have an explanation, there's enough going on with the design of it because you have all this lore and stuff you thought about that it feels more believable. And at least that's what I think it would feel like, you know? So I think that's where I'm approaching it, you know, where it's like, I come up with these ideas because I'm like, oh, that'd be really cool. And then I know I can fudge it a bit because I'm going to be doing some magic-y stuff. But if I come up with interesting ideas like that first and sort of explain it away for myself, then when I make the actual thing, it really tells me, like it sort of already dictates how the animations are going to work, or the VFX are going to work, the models are going to look, how the code's going to work for that to make the things happen a certain way or look a certain way when they happen, right? And again, all the lore there isn't necessarily important for it, but something that could have been like, you go like that and a fireball happens, becomes like, you throw this stuff out, you snap your fingers, the fire happens, but it spreads out and other stuff catches because what's actually happening is this flammable liquid is going out, right? And then your gloves eventually aren't going to do the spark thing anymore because they're going to run out of there, you know, right? Like it dictates so much stuff and helps build so much stuff. And that's what I think I've grown to really enjoy doing, is kind of giving, not over explaining, but giving a lot of history to things so that the stuff I do put in the game feels like it has some history to it, you know? So anyway, basic idea. I don't know setting. I don't know the overall story of what you're trying to do. Don't know if it's that important right now because it's just a little thing for Patreon. So it would be more about the gameplay at this point of the little hub, whatever that is, and gathering things to do some alchemy stuff and doing some combat. I don't even need to think about story really, other than like setting. So that, you know, kind of drives what I would make. So I think that's okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think we could do something with this. We can work with this. Maybe it'd be kind of cool if you had like a little shop in a town or something. Because I was originally thinking like maybe you've got a hut or a little castle or something out in nowhere, but it might be kind of neat to have like a little town area that you live in, and you're in like a little like tiny shop and shoved in between buildings or something. I don't know. I need to come up with the overall story, and then that would drive a lot of stuff. Maybe it'll be during the plague. That'd be kind of cool. Or I could go the other direction and have alchemy and stuff existing in a more modern world. Circus? Like a circus game? You're like a circus alchemist? Well, the setting so if you go, there needs to be a broader setting, right? Like circus is fine for like if you're gonna do like a location, like maybe he has an alchemy shop in a wagon that travels with the circus or something, right? So you've got good reason to go from place to place or something like that, right? But the greater motivation of what's going on in the story and just like the greater concept, that needs to be there, you know, beyond just like a setting or a individual setting. But yeah, plague could be cool because yeah, dark times going on there. Maybe when was the Inquisition? $1184. Inquisition could be interesting because it's at the time of like, you know, questioning Like, well, just anything that is heresy, right? Which obviously magic and things of that nature would be frowned upon. So that could be a pretty interesting time period to set in. 1184. When did the... Yeah, the plague didn't come until the 1300s. So the 1100s is the Inquisition. So, okay. I mean, that's an interesting spot, I think, to go. Okay. This is interesting, yeah, because, the Inquisition is, I mean, it's a group, right? And, you could almost be... That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. You're almost like a superhero type character, like an anti-hero character, defending against the Inquisition. You're like an alchemic Batman. That'd be some good settings for like breaking into places where there's like, horrible torture stuff going on. It's a good setting for magic stuff to happen. You could have the like gray area magic as far as like the Inquisition is concerned, of like, it's all magic is evil, but really you're doing sort of like the gray area stuff that also combats like crazy evil, Satanist stuff or whatever, if you want to go in that direction. That could be kind of cool. Yeah, I think that'd be really neat. And if you did it, I'm trying to think in terms of like prototype. Maybe could be in London. Have like all the, like, you work out of a little shop, or you have a little hidden area or something that you're working out of in the... maybe not. So... Well, let's see. Okay, well, let's let the Inquisition drive a bit here. Let's see. Inquisition is... operating in Spain, so yeah, it could just be in Spain. Yeah. I would have to do some research on the Inquisition and see how far everything reached. Because I don't, same with like Mortuary Assistant, right? Like, I like being as accurate as I can be that makes sense for the game, right? So I would need to do some research on the Inquisition and see where they were most prominent, and where they were probably their most ruthless, I think would also be a good one to try and figure out. Which, I mean, it was ruthless everywhere, but you know what I mean, like a hub for all their torture and shit. Yeah, exactly, Spain or Italy. But yeah, I'll have to dig into it. But I think it's a good setting. I think it's a good time period. I think it's a good setting. It's right at a time where doing something like alchemy would be like, you know, you'd get tortured to death if you were found. So anyway, it is 12. It's time for me to end the stream. That's happening. I'll be back tomorrow at the same time, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. My plan is to do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Just do them back to back. We'll see how that goes. I don't know. It's all still new, but this is what I'm trying. So we'll see. But like I said, it's time for me to head out. I'm gonna go get some food because I didn't eat breakfast and now I need lunch. And Mrs. and I will find something to do. All right, everybody, have a fantastic everything. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you for people who have subbed. What's it called now? I don't know what it's called now anymore. Joined? Who have joined, I guess. I don't know. But but thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll be doing more of this and start digging into actually making it. And maybe doing a little bit of research stuff, all that good things. Or we might look at multiplayer stuff. I don't know. We'll see. I think I'm on this. Like, I like what this is kind of forming into, so we'll go with that. All right, everybody. See you tomorrow.